Hey y'all!
Hey y'all!
It's Thaunties Thursday! What up?
What up?
We are the Thaunties, honey, and everybody has been asking, what is a Thauntie? So we came up with our definition to finally clarify who we are, just so that you understand.
So
you know what a Thauntie is. So a Thauntie is a woman, a mature woman of a certain age, who's responsible and confident and got a whole lot turn up in her spirit.
Yeah.
That's what we got. And that makes us different, because everybody don't turn up. But we don't turn up.
Everybody don't turn up.
And we turn up every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
So we get together, we have some little drinks. Usually 4 of us, but if you look for Miss Partner, she's actually on maternity leave. So congratulations on her new bundle. Honestly, she had no baby. She had no baby. If she was, she really wouldn't be here, because we don't be friends with people who have babies.
Can't be a Thauntie and be pregnant.
No. All right, so this is what we do every Thursday. Like I said, we have drinks. We do Drop It Like a Thauntie, where we talk about hot topics. We do Ask a Thauntie, where people usually ask us a question because they want our Thauntie's opinion. And then we do Listen to Your Thauntie, where we just give unsolicited opinions.
And advice. And advice.
On a random topic. So, ladies, what's up with y'all? Anything new?
Oh, nothing. Just basketball.
Basketball.
That's the
Season
time.
started off.
Yes. 4 games a week. Craziness.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Excited?
Yeah.
Super excited, super proud of the kids. And yeah.
I know.
It's
I like it.
Thank God for Mizzou, because otherwise I don't know that I'd be able to cheer for a winning team this year. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say they lost too, though.
on Thursday.
they did lose.
That's the last loss.
Right, that's the last loss. But, when your nephew, you can lose when your nephew's the number 1 scorer on the team for that game. I'll take that loss.
Take that as
I'll take it.
For the first 2 games.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one thing I think is shout out for Farmer Vaughn. Shout out to Kentucky and the Backyard
Yeah.
Farms, our first paid sponsor of the Thaunties. If
Thank
you are
you.
looking for sponsorship opportunities, hit us up.
Hit us
And
up.
if you also want to learn how to have your own backyard farm, then call Farmer Vaughn. Look him up on Instagram. Farmer Vaughn said, cool dude.
Yes.
Farming's cool. Urban ag.
Yes.
So what's up?
Relax.
What's up?
Yeah. Other sponsor?
Our other sponsor is Rise and Shine Mobile Services, and we are a transportation service where if you need a ride to work, if you need a ride to an event,
Call her.
thank you. Call
Somebody must need a ride.
Somebody
Yeah,
needs a ride.
Show's over.
And there we go. We will be at your service. That's right.
Never know what's gonna happen.
You just never know.
You never know.
really know. Yeah, so what I was gonna say is we was gonna do Drop It Like a Thauntie, where we talk about hot topics. And the hot topic is we gonna fight over him. Jeezy and Nia Long's conversation.
Jeezy's back in the streets.
He's back.
streets.
We told y'all a few shows ago that Jeezy was back. We was happy about it. But I feel like Jeannie Ma done did something to him. Do you?
I don't know if she did something to him, but I feel like for this next phase of his life, his healing, that she wasn't healing with him. That's
you
how
think
the
she wanted the
conversation
street dude.
came.
She didn't want the
I
new
don't think she
Jeezy.
wanted the new Jeezy. Like she didn't want the evolved Jeezy.
I
And
get
that's
it.
sad.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
it is sad.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a time and place for thug.
It is.
And she's
And she should
old
be
too.
old.
Like, ain't she in her 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why you still want a street dude?
But that's just different when you at a different level. I don't know. Maybe she just seen it as a thrill or like
That's kind of how it seems,
or
right?
just like a novelty.
Maybe.
It's just
I
something
don't know.
for fun.
Yeah.
Because there's some dudes you be with and be like, man, only if he had a little bit of street in him.
Oh, I guess.
Because you know it is a good time.
It is a good time. I don't think that he's not a good time, though.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he went through his, if you haven't listened to the interview, he kind of is telling us that he has been working on healing Little J. And so, in case you don't know who Little J is the younger Jeezy. He had a lot of stuff happen to him
childhood.
during his childhood, and so he's gone through healing. And so he's still performing, so he's still turned up.
Right, he is still turned up. But I can relate because when you do the work and you start manifesting and you start going on different paths, and when it start happening, it gets pretty scary.
It does get scary.
It gets super scary.
It gets really scary. Because honestly, I don't think, and I don't know, everyone's childhood is different, but I just started realizing, bringing back things that happened in my childhood this past year through my healing process. And you don't really realize how much those events shape you and make you the person that you are until you're really in that healing process. And it's hard. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vital years, they say the vital years of a child is 2 to 5. They said that is where you can make and break a child.
I can believe that. Yeah, I can believe that.
Your self-esteem is established and your safety net is established.
Yeah.
Like between 2 and 5, you can break and make.
Coco said she doesn't remember anything before 7. So
for real? So maybe something happened and she blocked
she
that
doesn't
out.
remember anything before 7.
Like, it's hard for me. Did you remember things before 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember, like,
that's good.
Little, like 3, 4.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I can remember bits
really
and pieces. I can remember bits and pieces of, like, elementary school. I got bits and pieces of daycare before. I do have, like, bits and pieces. I don't have, like, a total memory of it all. Yeah. But I do have bits and pieces.
Core memories. Yeah. Like, I can remember getting dropped off at daycare and it smelled just like pee. It was probably like the first day.
And you remember the smell?
It smelled like pee. And I acted a fool so bad that my granddaddy, who he was not in the home, had to come get me because I acted a fool. Like, it's just, so
I
things like that I can remember. But I think it was good when he talked about, Lil Jeezy and how he's really lived 9 lifetimes.
For real, sounds like it, right?
He just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
But I feel like, don't you feel like you've lived that many lifetimes?
Yeah. I don't know about 9 of them, but I do know
that
it's been a couple for sure.
I feel like phases.
Yeah,
just different phases. Not really 9 lives, but I feel like I've had the young lady, the older lady, the teenager. Just different. Even just this past through 40s, I feel like 40s has probably been about 4 different phases of 40s.
I agree.
And it ain't even that many. It's 10 years, but I agree. Yeah.
That's good though.
Well, because we're supposed to, right?
You're supposed to. When people stay the same, and people are like, I'm still the same.
I wouldn't brag like that. Like,
I don't think that's
I wouldn't even be pumping it up, because you really shouldn't stay the same. Like, you should be growing in some areas.
Girl, ain't nothing changed about you.
Dang.
I don't think it's good. Everybody should change. Everybody should evolve.
Yeah. You have to
grow and get better. Yeah, people should be able to see too, like
that part. Yeah,
I can see the growth.
Circles back to your point that maybe Jenny just couldn't be receptive of the growth.
Well, to me, that's what it sounded like when he said that they did counseling and it didn't work. Yeah. So I think that maybe it was because she wasn't ready to. And maybe she had her own healing that she needs to do, and she's not ready.
Exactly.
And it kind of sounded like that's what he was saying, because at one point in the interview, he was saying, well, you know how if you do your work and somebody else ain't doing their work, then it causes you to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It really does.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, and I think it's a conversation to have. And that's what it boils down to, is communication and conversation. Because seeing that man and that woman, we know what Nia's went through too. Like, the public, affair, the scrutiny, so we know what, so to see them two both kind of in a space of vulnerability and almost like heartbroken.
Yeah, but I think that's what made it so genuine. Is that, I don't think that men and women have those conversations, and we really need to learn how to have those conversations where they really was listening to each other. Nobody was cutting each other off. They really was engaged in what the other person had to say. And that, I think, in my own life, I just feel like I've not had that type of vulnerability with anyone where people kind of let emotions get in the way instead of being able to really clearly communicate.
So do you think it's because you're guarded, like you just don't feel comfortable in the space being that vulnerable?
I think that, yes, I do think that before this year, I was very guarded. And I didn't realize how guarded I was until different things start surfacing. And I think that just comes from not doing the work. Like, you don't realize that you're so broken until you actually are just in it. And sometimes God will separate you from things so he can force you to do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't heal that cut that's bleeding,
and it just keeps bleeding on other people.
You're gonna bleed on somebody.
Yes, over and over again.
Over and over again. So you gotta heal before you start.
I agree.
Again.
Yeah.
You gotta heal.
Yeah.
So
what you
I think that like when we go into conversations and you know it's gonna be a tough conversation, that you have to go into the conversation knowing
that it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
With your mind already set that you have to listen. So like listening is a skill.
It is. It is.
And it's learned and it's intentional. So when you go into a conversation and you know it's gonna be tough, this is what we do. Like, hey, listen, I know this is not something that we want to talk about. We're gonna have to talk about this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear you out. You gonna hear me out. We're not gonna interrupt. This is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that is how you have to go into it, because when you get your feelings, because you know, and even when he's talking, I have to remind myself,
don't say nothing. Just
don't say
listen.
nothing and just listen.
Yeah.
Because,
and I think that's the hard part for.
And the smart.
I think a lot of people.
And then when you get smart, it's always good to listen, because people start talking.
They sure do.
Yeah,
and when you talk
listen,
over, you don't pay no attention.
You don't pay no attention.
You don't
because
pay
all you hear
any
is what you got
attention.
to say.
Yep.
But when you let people really talk, they really tell you
They really tell you
how they really feel.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
And I think you have a good best practice of when you are having those tough conversations, how you just talk in a calm and a low tone, because people have to really practice listening. Because when you get mad and you talking like this, you are tuned out. Nobody's listening.
Tuned out.
Nobody's listening.
Yeah,
Nobody's
tuned out.
listening.
Yeah.
All you're doing is working yourself up.
It is true, though. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is and really, we probably should teach our young ladies that, like, if you really want to be heard and to get your point across, then don't come from such, because we're emotional.
Anger.
We're such an emotional creature that we really act on emotions all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're not taught that in a young age, then that goes over into your adult age. So
It does.
I
It does.
agree.
And then, sometimes it's not even good to even say anything until you calm down anyway.
And that's what
And
I've
if you
learned.
give it some time, your approach is going to be totally different from when if you had went out right off the dome like when you first found out.
Because I used to be an impulsive.
I'm going to tell them how I feel.
Yeah, and it took this year, and actually probably like the later part of the year, for me to just, where I don't jump on my emotions, where I let things kind of simmer, and I give it a day, and then I pray about it, and I just ask God to, should I approach this or should I not? And sometimes I won't even say nothing. Because it's like not even worth it.
Is that good too, though? Like,
No,
you not say nothing?
it depends on the
Depends on what it
situation.
is.
Some things don't require always a comeback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, not a
Everything doesn't.
comeback, but if it is something that's affecting you that you feel like you need to have a conversation about, I think you should let your feelings be heard.
That I always do. I'm not saying, I'm talking about, like, let's just say you didn't hit me back when you said you was going to hit me back. Does that really require an argument? No.
People was arguing about that?
I would. I used to. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say, if you don't do what you say you was going to do.
Yeah, because I feel like you.
What was you doing?
You didn't. Yeah. What was you doing? You didn't keep your end of the bargain.
Right, but then you see where that comes from a place of non-trust because of
past brokenness. Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. So like stuff like that doesn't require me to act. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't require that type of comeback.
Now you
but that's because I'm learning and I'm also going through that process.
Yes. And you have to do the work. So what I've learned, like, I am very impulsive, and I would used to just go off, but I'm still gonna say something. But what I've learned is just to talk real nice in this kind of pattern and use big words. That's my new cuss out. So it sounds good.
But wait,
I don't know.
I don't think that's good either.
Yeah,
Because are you still acting on emotion even though you're not talking loud?
I'm a very emotional person.
So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes we have to learn to not react on our emotions.
Yeah.
Like we have to learn to give yourself the opportunity to really digest what just happened. And sometimes it takes a day or two.
Yeah.
And
but here's the thing. Another thing about me is I'm so quick to brush something off. And that's what I won't care. If you hurt my feelings, I'm going to tell you in that moment. Like if it's something,
hurt feeling,
if you hurt my feelings, I'm going to tell you in that moment. If it's something that I feel like is, I have questions about, I'm going to ask you.
I know, but sometimes in that moment, you're coming from the defense. Because your feelings are hurt, so you're coming more aggressive because your feelings are hurt. And a lot of times, people don't even realize that they hurt your feelings.
Right, that's what I'm going to tell them.
But the way you come at it,
the way you're coming at it makes it worse.
Right, that's why I said I talk real nice and use big words. Okay. Hello, I'm not cussing. No, it is going to be some cussing in there because it's the razzle dazzle. Because I am going to edit the fuck.
So see?
I'm going to add it for a little razzle dazzle.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Sophia has a little bit more work to do.
We got some work. I did work.
It's really just jokes. I go to therapy. I do the work. But here's another thing about doing the work. You're not going to pimp me and play me because I've done the work and I know who I am.
Right.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
That's another
totally
thing about doing the work.
Yeah.
Because and then sometimes when you do the work, you develop a I don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah.
And that is hard too. And that's what me and my therapist talked about. She said you got to find a balance. So I was telling her, like, right now, I got to F everything.
Oh, do you?
Attitude. I don't care. Like, I don't care about how you feel. I don't care what you think. I don't care. I'm just doing me. It's 45. I've been saying this since my birthday.
I know, but is that a good attitude to have?
She just said, I got to find a balance.
Yeah.
She just said, you just have to find a balance. She said, that's okay to have that attitude.
Because I think you can have that attitude, but I also feel like if you value the friendship, then you can't have that type of attitude because then it's like, you don't, you're saying F me, but I still love you. It's just something that happened in that moment. That doesn't mean I don't love you anymore, but because of the way that you came at me, like you don't give a damn, now you've given me that, well, I don't give a damn either. So is that fair?
Well, you're still on the defensive. That's the work you got to do. You shouldn't say it like that.
But that's how you coming at people. You just said I'm at that. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you just said
when it comes to me in this stage of my life, when it comes to me, I don't. Like, I just don't. Like, if I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. If I don't want to call you, I'm not going to call you. If I don't want to be with you, I'm just not going to do it. If I don't want to work the job, I'm not going to do it. It's just. And
I get that.
That's just where I'm at this stage of the work that I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you look back, and I actually, Transformation Church, look them up, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Michael Todd. So yesterday their sermon was really more of a conversation. There was 3 couples and they talked about going to therapy and doing the work because they're on this 8 series.
I really like him.
Yeah, destroying chains, right? And so they were saying, like, if you think about it, what's your trauma response? Your trauma response is taking care of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was a young mom, my trauma response was, to be safe and to get a safe job. Just so I know I got a paycheck, my kids can eat, bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? That's a trauma response to nurture and to be a mother. And if you think about it, everything you do is just kind of a response. You just want to be safe. I just want to be safe. I just want everything to be cool.
Kosher.
And so now, and I look back, I'm like, forget safe. Like, I'm okay. God is my safety net. I can do what I want. I can really have the effort attitude.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And it's not even everybody can.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, when you start to talk about manifestations and affirmations and creating the life that you want, all of that has to do with you believing in what you doing.
Yeah, believing that God is going to provide everything that you're asking for.
Yeah, and that you are willing to put the work in to do.
Yes.
Also, yeah, and so it's all of that. Yeah,
But Jeezy talked about he was doing a meditation. And so he drifted back to this house that was out in this field, like by itself. He goes in the house, like people's in his house, like it's people that he know, like, you know. And then he's like, this kid is in the corner just crying. And so he goes up, and then the kid turns around, and it's Lil J. It's the younger
the younger Jeezy.
Oh, man.
And so he was just like, what's wrong? He was just like, I just can't trust nobody. I can't, you know, I just want to be able to trust people. I can't trust people. And that, you know, reflected to him, that's my problem. I don't trust people because everybody done did me dirty. And I put it out there. So I want to be able to go in that, to get in that space, to that framework, to be able just to kind of.
But he said, though, that he's always been a visionary. So if that's not your gift, then you won't have that. That you won't have that experience. That's his gift. He's always been a visionary. He's always seen visions throughout his life. So, but to be able to see why you are who you are is so major. Like, it's major. It's a game changer for real. It'll really change your life when you really start putting in that work and changing, healing. Because we all got something that we need to heal from.
You know, and I just be wondering sometimes, like, what is man? Like, I don't know. I really do not know, like, what my childhood traumas could be. They say everybody got them.
Oh, I know mine.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I know
you
mine.
do? What's yours?
My childhood.
Strict upbringing.
No. I mean, I had a strict upbringing, but I am forever grateful for that. I am so thankful now. When I was in it, of course, I was like, rebellious. But now, I'm so glad that I was raised by my parents and I had the parents I have. Thank God. But no, my childhood trauma is that I had a baby at 17. And I had so many other goals in my mind for myself. That when I don't even know if you know, Kamika, but I was like I was really like a what would I say? I was more like a I wouldn't say political, but I was really like into, you know, blacks and you know, doing the right thing. Empowerment. Yes. And so when I got pregnant, oh my gosh, it was just like.
He was like, I'm one of them.
The whole thing that came to my head was, oh my God, I don't want to be another statistic. Because that was the going thing, black teenage pregnancy.
It was back then, wasn't it?
And I was a victim of it. And I was like, oh my God. And so I have always just worked so hard so that I could make sure that I wasn't part of that statistic. I didn't want to be a statistic. And so that like traumatized me, like I've always felt like I've had to work so hard. You know what I'm saying? And then like the whole thing of me having my son so early, I was always traumatized by me feeling like I had to be the provider. Yeah. So I've always felt like I've just always wanted to do more, always
work
to make sure I had enough for my kids. They always had enough, and I didn't want them to go without.
Right.
Yeah. And it was, and that's I think that's a bigger trauma, like just not being able to give myself the freedom to relax and lay back. Not like I couldn't, but it's because I just wouldn't
I've known
let
you
myself.
for probably 11, 12 years, and like this year I've seen.
I think the past 2 years was the first time I've ever seen you just fall back. Allow yourself to breathe.
And
we have to have
how
that.
How do you feel?
I feel better. And listen, I ain't all the way loose yet. We don't get But it has a lot to do with T going to school, and my kids are on scholarship, and you know, I don't feel that pressure.
You don't feel the pressure.
I don't feel that pressure. So like I feel like, listen, Sean's gonna be out next year. And T's gonna have one more year, baby. Let me tell you.
And you can breathe a little bit to Isaiah. She's never gonna not spend her time in a gym.
Right. No, I love being in the gym. Yeah, I really do. I love being wherever they are, I do. But, you know, just that whole pressure of feeling like I have to work so much just to make sure that everything is how it is.
But that's hard. That's hard. That's a lot of pressure on as you as a person. But as a woman, that's just one of those things that women always just have to maneuver this, and just
But
that's
not
a
all
lot.
women.
No, but for me, you know what?
To me, I mean, I don't know a black woman that isn't one of those.
Yeah.
Girl, it's a whole lot of black women don't take care of their
I said
kids.
I don't know a black woman.
Oh. Well,
Well,
I don't know them either, but I know that
kids.
it is because it's obviously there's foster care. Like there's
Yeah, I
that's
didn't
not
say that.
doing
I'm
it.
just saying I don't personally know
No
a black
people
woman that
Don't take care of their kids.
that don't take care of their children.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was self-imposed because I felt like, you know, he was my responsibility.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Yeah.
that, you know, like CJ was, I let that happen to me, you know. This is my responsibility.
Yeah.
I got to take care of him. I never asked his dad for anything. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, no.
Well,
So,
But your response to trauma really turned into success. Where some people, it freaking kills them. Like it is the total opposite end of the spectrum.
yeah. I mean, it can. It depends. It could be a positive or it could be a negative. But, you know, like I learned in like school, like sometimes bad things happen, but it brings out the hero in you.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
it has to bring out the hero in you.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so we had to look for a time where, you know, you struggled, but it brought out a hero.
Yeah.
Like Letty says, shout out to Letty, gifted by design. Two things can be true at the same time. So I was like telling her, like, I feel crazy because I feel like I really haven't grieved, but I don't feel, you know, like I don't know, just from when my dad passed. And I was just like, but I feel peace. And she was like, well, two things can be true at the same time. Like you
for
can still
sure.
say you can still
Yeah.
have peace.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, that's true. And I think that sometimes we think that only one thing can be true. Like, this is just trauma. No, like use that to build you. Like use it as a building block
Yeah.
to do better. And to be better. That's why I always tell my kids, I think you had it too easy. Because people,
our kids did have it too easy.
But kids that are like homeless and in foster care, like, I gotta be successful. I gotta be successful. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be valedictorian. I'm gonna.
Yep, they have a different grind
They
to them.
take their trauma
Yes.
and turn it into success.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where I feel like kids who had it easy, sometimes they just be like nonchalant with life.
But those children that you're referring to, the ones that are in the foster home, though, where they might be successful, they have a different type of relationship. They don't know. They are raised on survival, and they're not raised from love. So those type of people, I feel like struggle in relationships because it's very hard to. First of all, they don't trust people because the number one person that's supposed to take care of you left. So, you know, you have a different type of feeling towards relationships. I think those kind of people kind of struggle in that aspect. They may be successful, but they lack love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all have something.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody, of course.
Nobody goes
perfect.
without trauma.
Yeah.
Nobody goes without trauma.
No.
Like even the slightest bit, like that's the thing. Like the impressionable, like I was telling you, like the impressionable part of kids' lives between 2 and 5. Like you don't know how much trauma that kids can have or see or go through, and a lot of things like you can. I bet every one of us can remember something that somebody said to us when we was a kid that still sticks to you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether
But it wasn't between that 2 and 5. That's why I'm kind of surprised because mine was more elementary, like 5th grade.
So I
But
think
you probably thinking like if you got a kid that's 2 to 5 and like they're hungry or nobody cuddles them and cuddles them
Yeah.
and they don't have that
And
nurturing
you- that
feeling.
safety.
So that
and you build their self-esteem. And
and then they go to kindergarten and act the fool.
Right.
Hug your children between
Right.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
Hug them. Tell them they're great. They can be great. They can be
Yeah.
anything. They're
Yeah, and just
beautiful,
love that
they're
you love them.
handsome. Like yes, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, that's so important.
All the things you say to kids.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes. Yes.
All the things,
All the
cool.
things. Yeah.
Well, I think the moral of the story is just do the work.
Do the
Yeah.
work.
Do the work on you. Nobody
the
can do
work.
it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. Like, I have my support system. I have my friends and, I can and don't talk to them. But you got to do the work. Nobody can do it for you.
Yeah, nobody can do it for you. And you just have to take that time.
And it doesn't come. You have to go and research and look into things and how to help with this,
Yes, read books. There's so much stuff out here that can help you
to get back on the right track.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't heal. Like a lot of people
don't want to heal.
Cutting people.
And cutting other people.
And don't care.
No.
But they don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah. And it's not fair.
It ain't fair. You have to want to be a better person.
And I think for me that was that's the main thing, is that I just want to be, I really just want what God wants for me. I really want to live the life that He wants me to have. So I feel like I have to do the work in order to get to that next level of where He's taking me.
And when He blesses you with your person, that you want to be that person for Him.
Yes. Yep.
Which is cool. Which was going into the Ask the Thaunties is, someone asked us to, talk about the many emotions that come with divorce. And I would say that is one of the main things about healing, is doing the work. Like, just because you get out of divorce or you might be unscathed or feel that you are unscathed, before you go dating other people, you should probably seek help. You should probably go to a therapist. So yes, again, on Transformation Church, what I saw, they suggested 3 types of therapists. Like, you need a spiritual counselor. Like, you need somebody that can go to you go to, and they're like, okay, this scripture, what does the Holy Spirit say? And then you need a professional counselor, somebody who is licensed in your state, and you go and you talk to, and they could prescribe meds if you need them to, because some of us need meds, and that's okay. And your community. Have somebody in your community, like
your village.
People go through stuff and you don't even know, because they are afraid and not vulnerable enough to say, hey, I'm effed up. Like, I'm going through this. I am not okay right now.
Right.
And, and I think that's where people mess up. But to the viewer, in terms of divorce and the emotion that come with it, I totally get it. I think that divorce is hard, especially when you don't hate the person. In my situation, like, I didn't hate my husband. Like, it was actually the opposite. Like, I wasn't in love with him. Like, I want to do it to him. Like, but it was more of like, that's my friend. Like, I don't want to not be friends with my friend. So that was, so I think that's the hardest. And you just got to take the emotions when they come. Some days it's good. Some days you're like, you know what? It's the best thing. Thank you, God, for getting me through. And then some days it's just like, oh my God. And when you have those oh my God moments, that's when you call your village. That's when you go to the professional therapist and just say, I am not okay. How do I work through this?
Yes.
But and I think it happens a lot more than we think. I actually connected with a girl at the workplace that was going through a divorce, and she was just like, you know what, I'm glad that you opened up about this, because me, I'm always my husband, and I was like, what? Because I'm just an open person. I think that's therapeutic for me to talk it out. So too. You know what I'm saying? And so she was just like, I just kind of felt like I didn't want to share with my coworkers what was going on, because people think differently about me.
No, I wasn't sharing with coworkers, but my village, yes. I'm not. I don't have friends at work.
Well, not share like that, but like be like, look, I'm going through a divorce, and I think it's okay to have the conversations with people you work with, because if I cuss you out one day, I want you to know that it's not you. I got some shit I'm working through.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can see that. But what I think that for what people need to realize is that divorce is like a death. You are grieving the hopes and dreams that you had for what you thought was going to be forever, and when that forever crashes, you're shocked, and you're just you're sad. You're sad for what you wanted it to be, and it didn't become that. But that was the thing for me. It wasn't the person. It was more of what my hopes was for that relationship, and it's just it's hard.
So it sucks, but we can get a professional in to to help, work through it. But pretty much, it's just roll with it. It's good days.
Yeah.
It's bad days.
It's
Before
grief.
you know it, you'll be like me in divorce like 8 years, and the time just flies by.
It does go by.
It goes
It does
by.
go by.
seems like
It does go by.
it was so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes because mine is 6.
Yeah.
It goes by fast.
And it's crazy that it happens that
Yep.
fast. And the Lord carries you through.
He will.
He gives you
He
what
will.
you need. So I ain't telling nobody to get divorced, but I'm just saying.
If you're not happy.
You can, not even that. No, Fox, speak on that. Because sometimes even if you're not happy, then you can still stay married.
You can stay married, but if you have more seasons of unhappiness than happiness, then no, you should not stay in that.
Well, no.
Because there's seasons.
It all depends on what things you're going through. That I think everybody has like, this is what I'm gonna tolerate. This is what I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is, and it's all about everybody's tolerance. And then at the end of the day, everybody has a choice.
Everybody has a choice.
And that is what my whole thing is everybody chooses. If you choose it, you can't complain.
Yeah. Especially when you go into it and you knew what it was.
Yeah. But if you decide not to, then it's your choice. It's your choice.
So if she would have gave you this information.
She did.
Oh, so you still chose to divorce. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit. We talked a little bit before. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was our choice. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. It's definitely a choice.
But I think that sometimes people do give up too quick.
Now that part for sure.
Yes.
I think people do give up too quick because we do have choices now.
Yes.
And then everybody sees that there are choices out here, but they're not always for you.
And they're not always for you in that part.
And they bad choices.
That part.
And they're bad choices.
People don't think there's choices
And they're
out
not your
here.
choices. You see all these things that look available, but they're not available.
They're not
to you.
available.
No.
To you.
To you. Not you, dear. Not
you.
Not you. Yeah, not you.
Yeah.
But and yet we choose. But it's okay. I think that people should just be wise. Just be wise, be careful, and be slow to make those decisions. And always go to God in prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was good.
Always go to God.
So you went right into the listen to your Thauntie. That show was go to God in prayer.
Go to God in prayer. Go to God in prayer.
You gotta listen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
You gotta listen to your Thauntie.
No, I agree with her. Like, I just think
God in
that you
prayer?
should seek him in every aspect.
Every
For
aspect.
every decision, I think you should just go to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you should pray about everything.
So how do you know when he answers you?
I'm now this is something else that I've learned this year, confirmations. You just start receiving little confirmations. And what I've also learned is that when he gives you that alone time is for you to learn to hear his voice. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I've been more focused on learning to really listen for God, not just making decisions on my own. Like, I think that when you're really paying attention, he's going to really direct you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my listen to your Thauntie is find a therapist.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year, start 2024 off right. Well, you could probably go this year because y'all probably got some HSAs monies left.
You might be at the end like me.
You're good. You probably looking for something to do. Typically, I like to spend it on diet pills and designer
If you can
sunglasses.
find somebody, though,
But
that's the thing.
That's the hard part.
You
There's no
can find
therapists out
somebody.
here.
And again, when I learned in church yesterday, date your therapist. Not like physically date them, but just like finding somebody to date. Find a therapist, date a therapist, go to a therapist, talk
If
to
they
them.
don't work, then go somewhere else.
This is no lie. One time I went to therapy way back. It was way before my divorce. And so I'm telling the therapist what's going on. He was just like, well, make sure you come back. This is like a soap opera. Like, I'm invested. And I was just like, nigga, this is my life. You think this shit's funny?
He said, I'm invested.
Off, and I never
Can't
went
wait
back.
to see Skeleton's on next appointment.
I love
It's
this.
crazy.
I'm going to write a book with
It's a
you.
whole food. So find a therapist.
Whoever you are, sir, that's hilarious.
That is funny.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
No, but you must have had plenty of stories.
And then
Can you imagine the HIPAA violations?
And then
he went and told that.
He told everybody. And then he's asking me questions. So I'm in here like distraught. And he's like, do you think it's his baby? Oh, no, I never thought that. What the hell, dude? Now you got me thinking. No, he is awful. Who is this? I don't know. But I'm going to go find him. And it was through like your word. I'm gonna find him. I didn't get his license taken away. Like he's horrible. That was awful.
It isn't his baby. What's got Tim? Now you don't go home and cuss him out. But for the purpose, your baby is what?
My therapist said. My doctor said. Oh Lord.
That is
hilarious.
Yes, it's ridiculous. Anyway, don't go to no therapist like that, but certainly get help. Talk to somebody, men, women. Even if it's not somebody you want to date, somebody you're interested in, find somebody of the opposite sex. Y'all go to dinner and just sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe they can help you figure some things out. You can help them figure some things out, because that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Get together on one accord.
Open dialogue.
Open dialogue. Talk and have somebody. Somebody got some sense though.
Somebody got some sense.
Somebody got.
Don't find nobody like that doctor.
Don't go to no food. Yeah.
Find somebody that got some sense and just talk.
Yeah. And something else you need to do is go subscribe to our YouTube. We are almost at 1,000. Y'all know. Once we get to 1,000, we got a nice little basket to give away. We got a party pack.
The whole party pack.
Yeah, you need it just in time for the holidays.
I'm sure y'all gonna need it for Christmas.
Right.
Y'all trying to turn up?
Hold on, can I say something to Man, I'm not sure who you are. You asking us the cash app request for your kids.
Why would we? Sir, we are just getting started. You should send that to Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, send it to somebody like that. Or maybe if we
Send
do
it to Kendra.
If we do know who you are.
She cash apps people. Kendra, the singles girl.
Who is she?
She does the singles, you ain't seen Kendra?
No, Kendra G.
Yeah,
I love Kendra G. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I need to go on there. Let's email her. Kendra, we can go on there.
We coming, girl.
Help me find something.
Nah.
All right, y'all. Go like our stuff, share our stuff, subscribe to our stuff. Here, send us a cash app. Y'all see it.
Thank you for all the people who sent us cash app.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all
appreciate
wonderful.
you.
The real VIP.
Yes.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Coming soon.